Linda's face burned with anger as she stuffed her clothes into a worn brown bag. Her twin daughters wailed on the bed, their tiny fists waving helplessly. Peter stood nearby, his voice trembling. "The babies are crying, Linda. They need their mother." Without looking at him, she hissed, "They're no longer my concern. Since you can't give me the life I want, I'm done." She slammed the door behind her, leaving silence and two helpless children in her wake. Peter picked up the babies, his arms trembling under their weight. "I may have no riches," he whispered, "but I will give you my life." The next morning, hunger gnawed at him as the twins cried for milk. He tied them to his chest with the faded cloth and stepped into the market. Renting a wheelbarrow, he began pushing heavy sacks for strangers. Sweat drenched his shirt, but he pressed on. Some passers-by mocked him, others pitied him, slipping small coins into his palm. One elderly woman, Mama Carl, stopped him. "You're doing well, my son," she said, pressing money into his hand. "This is for the babies." Peter bowed his head, humbled by her kindness. Day after day, he worked under the scorching sun, returning each night to rock his daughters to sleep. Mama Carl often helped, feeding and bathing the babies. Soon, the girls grew up knowing two caregivers, Peter, their father, and Mama Carl, the woman they called Mama. Though they lacked wealth, the little family was rich in love and resilience. The girls, Mary and Naomi, grew into bright, hard-working students. Their father sacrificed everything to send them to school. At 18, they returned home with smiles and university admission letters. Peter puffed his chest with pride. "My daughters will be doctors." But later that night, alone, he broke down. "I have nothing. I cannot pay their fees." He visited wealthy men, begging to serve them in exchange for his daughter's education. Every door closed on him. Finally, he admitted to the girls, "Forgive me, I've failed you." They hugged him tightly. "Daddy, you've never failed us. Whether we go to school or not, we love you." That night, the girls overheard his weeping prayer. "God, please, help me send them to school." Their hearts shattered as they listened, silently crying in their room. The next day, Mary and Naomi deferred their admission. They decided to work. After countless rejections, they found jobs in a modest restaurant. They greeted customers with smiles, earning tips that they saved diligently. Within months, they opened a small restaurant of their own. It was clean, warm, and filled with the aroma of delicious meals. Customers soon flocked to it. One evening, while cleaning, Mary spotted a black briefcase under a chair. They opened it carefully, shocked to find stacks of dollars and important documents. They took it home to Peter, who urged, "You did the right thing. Return it tomorrow." At the restaurant the next morning, worried man approached. "Did you see a black briefcase?" Mary handed it to him. Without a thank you, he drove away. Naomi sighed. "He should have at least left us $1. They both laughed. But later, the same man returned. He introduced himself as Prince Tony. "Your honesty saved me," he said. "I want to reward you." Instead of cash, he handed them documents to a large building. "This restaurant is yours now." Tears streamed down their faces as they thanked him. They ran to the market, hugging Peter tightly. "Daddy, it's ours." A new beginning. Peter's eyes filled with tears as he saw the building. The restaurant flourished. Customers poured in, and wealth followed. Mary and Naomi treated their father like a king. He no longer pushed a wheelbarrow. They also cared for Mama Carl, renovating her small house and paying her hospital bills. One afternoon, a weary woman entered the restaurant seeking work. It was Linda, their mother. She was unrecognizable, broken after failed marriages. The girls offered her a job as a dishwasher, unaware of her identity. When Peter visited and saw her, his heart sank. "That woman is your mother." The truth shattered the twins. Linda fell to her knees. "My daughters, forgive me. I was foolish." Mary's face hardened. "You are not my mother." "Mama Carl is." Naomi pleaded softly. "Let's not send her away, Mary. She needs help." Torn, they forgave her and gave her a better role in the restaurant. At first, Linda seemed kind, but soon, her temper poisoned the workplace. Workers feared her, customers complained, and the warm spirit of the restaurant faded. Mary confronted her. "Your behavior is destroying everything." Linda snapped back. I am your mother. You can't tell me what to do. Peter advised them, if she stays, she will ruin all you've built. Reluctantly, they dismissed her, but gave her a small shop to manage. Though hurt, the restaurant thrived again, expanding into new branches. Mary and Naomi abandoned their dream of medicine. This business is God's answer, Mary said. Their empire grew, their names becoming known across the nation. Suitors came for their hands in marriage, and they chose to wed on the same day. But they worried for their father's loneliness. Together, they introduced him to Madame Ruth, a kind widow from one of their restaurants. At first hesitant, Peter saw her warmth and agreed. The family grew, blending love, gratitude, and peace. The twins had risen from abandonment to empire, proving that honesty, sacrifice, and resilience can build legacies greater than gold.